Hello everyone, this is TopazTK and welcome to another video. In this video, I am going to show you how to install the GeoGuessr mod for Kingdom Hearts 2, as well as how to create location points within the game, and then share those location points with your friends in order for them to play GeoGuessr with you. You will only need one thing in order to install GeoGuessr into Kingdom Hearts 2, and that is the OpenKeyH modding suite, the link for which is in the description below. Once you download the OpenKeyH archive and extract it to somewhere, you will need to open the folder that you extracted it to and find openkeyh.tools.modsmanager. Double click it to open it. As you may notice, mine is already installed and already has a mod in it, but you will see a different window if you first install it. I'm going to open that window now in order to show you how to install OpenKeyH so that you can use the mod. I will go into settings and run wizard. You don't need to do that. The wizard will automatically run on your first install. In this window, you will need to select PC release as your game edition, global or Japanese depending on the version you have. Just so you know, the GeoGuessr mod does not support the Japanese version yet, but will very soon. And you can either use Epic Games or Steam, it doesn't really matter as the mod supports both versions. Once you do, select all of this, you will then need to click Detect Installations. It should say Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 found. If it does, you can click Next. If it does not, ensure that you selected the correct game version and the region, and then click Next. Here it will say that Panacea allows the PSC version of the Kingdom Hearts to load the mods you have installed. And here will be a button called Install Panacea. Click on that and it should say OpenKeyH Panacea is installed. Once it does, click Next. You do not need to configure Lua backend for the GeoGuessr mod, but if you do want, click on the games that you want to use Lua backend in and click on Configure Lua backend. Then click Next. This will only pop up for the Steam version. It will say that you will be able to launch the games directly if you install Steam appid.txt. I do this so I can launch Kingdom Hearts 2 directly, but if you don't want to mess with this, you do not have to. If you do want, press on Install Steam ID and click Next. Now this step is important. In order for you to use all the mods that you need, you will have to extract Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, BBS, Rechain of Memories, whatever you want to use, you will have to extract the game beforehand. Otherwise, OpenKeyH will not be able to build the mods properly. Now, if you're going to use just GeoGuessr, you can skip this step without any worries. You can just click on Skip Game Extraction and click Next. However, I do not advise you to do this. You should always have your game extraction somewhere within to ensure that you can use the mod manager properly. We just need Kingdom Hearts 2, so click on Kingdom Hearts 2 and ensure it is ticked. You can choose any folder on any disk for your extractions if you cannot spare the 43 gigabytes of space that it needs, and then click Extract Game Data. It will take a maximum of half an hour to extract everything, but if you have a speedy PC, it should take no more than 5 minutes. Once it is done, click Next. And then you can click Finish, and that is the OpenKeyH installation. If you have come this far, congratulations. If you skip this far, I'm just going to assume that you have OpenKeyH installed, so we can proceed with something else. As you can see, I have Kingdom Hearts 2 Refined installed. It is a mod that I use, that I develop, that I test. The GeoGuessr mod is currently compatible with any mod that I can think, so you do not have to worry about conflicts or something overriding something else. In order to install the GeoGuessr mod, click the green plus symbol, and then type in TopazTK / kh2-GeoGuessr. And yes, there is no E between the S and R, as that is how the game is spelled. I will have this phrase in the description, so you don't have to look into the video and try to type. You can just copy and paste with ease. Once you do this, click install. It will find and fetch the mod and will install it into the mod manager. Ensure that the square right next to the mod is ticked, and ensure the description says GeoGuessr but in Kingdom Hearts. Find the locations, win the prizes. If it does not say this in the description, the mod isn't installed correctly, so click the red dash icon and then repeat the process until it does. Once it is ticked and installed, just click on mod loader, click on build only, and it will build every single mod that you have for Kingdom Hearts 2 to use. Remember, most mods will not work if you do not extract the game beforehand, as demonstrated earlier. When the window closes, do not worry, nothing has gone awry. It has built and it will work now. So you can just close OpenKH and that is done. GeoGuessr is installed. But just GeoGuessr isn't gonna cut it. You should be able to make locations and then share those locations with your friends. Otherwise, you just have Kingdom Hearts 2 without anything else. Well, this is where we come in. Normally, GeoGuessr mods for Kingdom Hearts require an external tool to declare the location points. For Kingdom Hearts 3, it has an external tool in which you will need to find the locations within the game and then show the coordinates and then type the coordinates, and it is just a lot of work. For Kingdom Hearts 1, the process is a little bit simpler, but just as much convoluted with a website to aid you. For Kingdom Hearts 2, you do not need any of that. You will be able to declare the points within the game very easily. So, let's go. I'm going to open Kingdom Hearts 2. I can directly open Kingdom Hearts 2 because I have the app ID text file, and you will be able to do it as well. If you have skipped it, or if you are using the Epic Games version, you will need to launch it through the launcher. I'm just going to adjust the volume. Sorry about that. Now, once you have Kingdom Hearts 2 open, you do not need to do anything specific. You can just load a save file and just begin. I'm going to quickly load my save. And here we are. Let's say I want to make 3 location points. One of them in Twilight Town, one of them in Radiant Garden, and one of them in the world that never was. Let's first go to Twilight Town. I want to make a viewpoint in Underground Concourse in somewhere that is pretty accessible. I go to my location, the location that I want to make. For example, I want to make it right in front of gate number 2. Once I'm here, and this will require the use of a controller unfortunately, all I have to do is to press L3. Once I do, it will say location data has been submitted to memory. And as such, we are done with Twilight Town. Now all I can do is to go into a save point and go to Radiant Garden. For my next checkpoint, which I want to have in the Garden of Assemblage, right in front of Xemnas' door. I press L3 and the location data will be submitted to memory. If you press L3 again and think that's going to cause some bugs, do not worry. because it will not allow you to make a duplicate of a location that exists, so you can be safe. Now that I'm done with Radiant Garden, I'm going to go into the world that never was, and I want to make a location in Syx's chamber. That's Luxod's chamber, which is not what I want. This is Syx's chamber. For example, I want to make it right here. I can press L3, it will be submitted, and I can get out before the berserkers violently end me. Now I have 3 locations, and that is all I want really. I don't want to make any more locations, I don't see it as necessary. I'm going to share this with my friends and create hints in order to play and have fun. All I have to do is to press L3 and R3 at the same time, which will write the location data as a file that you can share to geoinfo.bin. At this point, you can close your game. Now, Topaz, where exactly is this file, geoinfo.bin? Go to OpenKH folder. Find the folder that says mod, not mods, mod. KH2, and there it is, geoinfo.bin, the file that you will need to share with your friends with a little twist. Now, in order to share this file with your friends, you need to create it into an OpenKH mod. Now, I will be providing a template for this in the description below, so you don't have to go with the itty-gritty. But if you want to go with the itty-gritty, just make a new folder, doesn't matter what it's called, and then put geoinfo into that folder, after which you're going to create a text document, but ensure that in here you have file name extensions shown. You can now rename the text document to be mod.yml, and that's the equal sign. Now within .yml, you are going to have a few things written out. Again, this will be provided as a template, so you don't have to do all that. But to be honest, I have an extremely bad memory. Even I cannot remember what it is half the time. So I'm going to go to the GeoGuessr mod in order to see what we need. We need a title. I am going to make this GeoGuessr locations. The author is going to be me. This has 3 locations. You can use whatever description you want. Here is what's important. You are going to set both the name files to geoinfo.bin and nothing else. Once your file looks like this, you can save it. And we are done with creating the mod. The mod YML is here and it looks good. All you have to do now is to select the both of them, right click, use your preferred archiving program and say add to archive, and ensure the format is a zip format. You can make the name whatever, I'm just going to make the name locations. And this zip file is what you will share with your friends. And for them to install, they just have to open Mod Manager, click on the green plus sign, and choose Select and Install Mod Archive or Lua script. Find locations.zip and install it. Then click on the box to ensure that it is ticked and click on Build Only, and that is the equal sign. Once the debug window closes, they are set, and now they can search for locations. Oh joy! Now, Let us search for locations together. If you remember, we have made 3 locations. One in the world that never was, one in Twilight Town, and one in Radiant Garden. Let's see if we can find them. First location is in the Garden of Assemblage, Xemnas' Door. And there we are. We found one of the locations. Now we can go to Twilight Town. Our location is in Underground Concourse. It was in door number 2. And there we are. We found our second location. Now let's go to our final location, which is in the world that never was. In Syx's door. And there we are. We have found all of the locations. Now, you may be asking, I want to give locations one by one. Do I have to make everybody launch the game again every time they install it? And luckily, this is not necessary. When you find all of the locations within a given file and you want to process another one, go into OpenKeyH, install your locations file and click on Build Only. It will throw some warnings saying it cannot delete some of the files. That is okay. Those files are still being used by the game after all. And after you do this, all you have to do is to press R2, L2, L3, and R3 together. My controller turned off. Just a second. All you have to do is to press L2, R2, R3, L3. And once you do, it will say location data reloaded from geoinfo.bin. And after this, you should be able to go and find the locations as you normally would. And that is basically it. That simple to install, that simple to use, and that simple to make locations and have fun. This has been how to install and use KH2 GeoGuessr. I hope you enjoy any of the games that you happen to make and happen to stream. If you happen to stream any games, even though you don't have to, if you can ping me about it, I would appreciate it. I always like watching people use my work and have fun with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. This has been TopazTK, and I hope you have a great one. Keep on modding.